Hey guys, welcome to a new video. So, my last video, which has probably been posted 3 days ago, I basically explained and showcased Replit to you guys. And just simply, and that I called it an online editor. So I just didn't want to go in and edit everything. So I decided to make this video to explain the difference. Because IDE, which is also IDEs are like Visual Studio Code Eclipse IDE. You'll see them all on my thumbnail. It's basically like all those. So Visual Studio Code is an IDE because it's integrated development environment. So if I go into Replit, this like integrated development environment means like practically integrated development. So integrated. So everything here is integrated. I believe that's how you use integrate, and it's a developed environment. So basically, integrated developed environment. Everything's inside, so you can develop with things. So I made a bunch of stuff with Replit, mainly these three things. I followed from all tutorials. The clock I made myself, but these, what? The simple calculator and the clock I made by myself. The playable piano, I watched a video on it, and I wanted to test at how much stuff I could possibly make on Replit. If I can show you, I'm going to show you my digital clock. So right here, I have it saved here. Digital clock dash clock, digital dash clock dot control coder dot repl dot co. So it's just this clock right here, and also the simple calculator. I also will make a video showcasing everything. So basically, this is a calculator. So you can just hit run. I'll prompt you up with an input. So right here, print addition. I'm not going to showcase the whole thing, but I'll just do it. So 7 plus 7, which is 14. 14 subtraction. 8 minus 7, which is going to be 1. I have no clue why my thing came out. I'm still developing this. It's like I started from just with this and this, and I just turned it into this. But my point is, it's integrated development. It's integrated development environment. So this is integrated. This is integrated. Secrets. You can use it for development. So just using like token. You can do like token.t, like secret.txt, and you have to import it from token.txt, etc. But like basically everything's integrated here. Like you can do everything here, and if you also want, so Replit is just like, because it's an online IDE, you can code online. Visual Studio Code is an IDE, but you need to install it, which takes up space. So I'm going to show you Visual Studio Code. So I opened up my ping pong place. Here's a small thing, if you want to code it. Right here, installing commands, Python documentation. Basically everything here you can do. But GitHub recently got a new update, so if you just want to code from GitHub, if you fork it, you just have to press fork up here. You can just hit code, local. You can just do this, and then if you want to import it in Replit. But they added this, code spaces, your workspace in the cloud. So you can just hit create code space on main. And then it's setting up our code space. So this is like GitHub. So basically, wait for this to load in. GitHub is like a website that does get updates often, just not like every day. Because now this is a code space. And here, if I just want to change the theme, I'm not a fan of this. But this is just so integrated development. So basically, if you want to source control, so this is all GitHub stuff. If you want to, I can just go in here, and this is all of our code. Hit, it's gonna ask you to install. I'm gonna install that. While it installs, and then I can just hit the run button here. Workspaces Python. Pulling the Python 3. I think this code actually got outdated now. Maybe one day I'll do a tutorial fixing this. But yeah, it's just this is Visual Studio Code. Everything's integrated. You have Jupyter, Python. You got GitHub, which is just this. If you want to like edit it, local pull request, testing to test, configure Python test, and then you can just choose that. The next, so basically this is Visual Studio Code IDE, so you could just, it's just integrated development environment, because if you know, on my editor side of the thumbnail, you probably see like Atom, Sublime Text, Notepad++, and I think that's it. So next, I'll show you the next two, which I'll quickly install with Linux. So this is a Sublime Text window page installer. So as you see, this is the whole page. You have, it's not that detailed. There isn't like a certain place where you can like run everything. You don't have like GitHub, all that stuff. You have to do everything yourself. Which if you're like a person that used to use, because back then when coding was first like established, teachers would teach. It would kind of like be like difficult because everything wasn't imported. You couldn't just go into like run right away. You'd have to like go through a whole process to even have to try running it yourself. But if I look for the download button here, Sublime Merge, that's cool. Let's see for a bit. I'm not gonna really show you I would show you how to download this, but at the same time I'm not really going to, but I'll still show you anyways. So I installed it, double click, wait for this load information, install. What's up? Because I only have 3 gigabytes into this, so I have to hope that this works. I'm gonna be right back. Oh, never mind. Sublime Text. So we have successfully installed it. Let's open it. I can close this. And this is Sublime Text. Pretty simple. You can hit new file. Let's go into view, sidebar, and then view. Let's see if there's a console. I just need to make sure I set language like Python or JavaScript. I am tired. Oh, I think I know what to do. So I'm just gonna. So let's start a simple script. So since we don't have a lot of time, I'm just gonna do the print. This and then what should we just say? Hello, hello world, and then file, save. It's gonna tell us to do it. Then we'll just name it hello.py. Save and there. Now we just have to figure out. Yeah, I think if you're using this, like you have to like run it yourself. Cause it isn't like a built-in console or anything, so I think you would have to run it yourself. Yeah, I don't see any console. Dictionary, that's cool. But either way, this is still optional. You can still use this. So on with the next editor. So it turns out Atom or Atom, I can't find it. I think it got removed, so